Hi guys, I have another video for you today. Today I'm sharing with you all of the makeup that I wasn't a huge fan of in the year 2017. Now, as you must have seen on my channel, I tried quite a lot of makeup this year and there were lots of things that I loved, but quite a few things that I wasn't really excited about. So I want to share these with you so that if you are planning to purchase any of these items, at least you know what you're getting into and then you can decide whether to buy it or not. So if you want to know what all of my dislikes are, then please keep watching. Starting off with foundations. This item I was really excited about because I love cushion products, and when I saw this in the market in a shade that actually suited me, I was over the moon, but it wasn't meant to be. This is the Innisfree Cushion Foundation and I'm in the shade W33. Now, it seemed really nice in the beginning. When I first used it, I thought it was the best thing ever in the market, but one fine day I wore it in the morning and it was about the afternoon. It was a slightly hot day and when I touched my face in between, I found that the foundation was coming onto my fingers and creating patches on my face. Now, foundation tends to get a little sticky when you're out in hot or humid weather, but this was just dripping off my face and well, I couldn't do anything about it. I just tried to blot it off and save the situation, but wasn't a fan. So if you are thinking of buying the Innisfree Cushion Foundation, I suggest you go to the store, try it on your face, walk around the mall, see how you like it, and then go ahead and bite the bullet because this is not what it promised to be. Next up is another foundation, and this one seemed so beautiful and dreamlike, but again, not really a success. This is the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation and I got the shade 40 Nude, and I think this was the darkest shade they had. The texture is not bad when you first apply it on your skin, but the shade is just so off that no matter how much I try to blend it in, use my fingers even, or even mix it in with some moisturizer and apply it, it just looks like a mask. It looks so unflattering and I really don't like how it looks on me. Even if you are a combination girl like me and you do have some oily patches on your skin, it still clings to the driest parts and just looks terrible on the skin. Next up are a couple of highlighters, and these are on opposite sides of the price spectrum. And the first one is from MAC, and this is the cream color base in the shade Hush. Now, if you're familiar with MAC products, you must have seen or you may already own the color Shell. Now that's a beautiful shade. It's a silvery pink, perfect for light skin tones because it looks so flattering, not glittery at all, just nice and glossy on the skin. And since it's a cream product, you can work it in very easily. But since that shade was a little light for my skin tone, thought I'll try another shade, and this is Hush, the peachy toned color. And when I swatched it in the store, it seemed fine, not as glossy or as intense as Shell, but still not bad. But when I got home and tried it a couple of times, I found that it was nothing special. It was just a slightly glittery cream shadow that was very hard to detect on the skin. Even if I tried using it on my eyes, it gave barely any color and any effect on the eyes. And I just feel so bad because MAC products are expensive and I thought this was going to be something out of a dream. It clearly wasn't. Next up is a liquid highlighter, and this is from NYX. This is the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator and I have the shade 01, that's a pink. This highlighter came to the market very early on, before all of these other liquid and powder highlights ever came in, and it was fine then because there wasn't anything else to compare it to. But if you still own it and you have other highlighters in your collection, you know how this fares because this is so glittery that even if you want to use it just on the high points, it's very difficult to use it because it's going to look glittery no matter how much you blend it in. It doesn't really make you look very glowy and ethereal, it just makes you look like a disco ball, and that's probably not the look you're going for even if you're wearing it on New Year's Eve. So this highlighter is definitely a pass for me now that I have much more glowy and glossy highlighters in my collection. This next product I was so excited about when I ordered it. I tracked my shipment every single day, many times during a single day because I was that excited to receive it. And when I finally got it, I was like, is this the real thing, or have they just switched it for some duplicate or some inferior quality item? Because it was so glittery. Like, this is worse than the NYX Liquid Highlighter, and that is saying something. This is the Japonesque Liquid Light in the shade 02. And this is a beautiful golden peachy toned highlighter, and it looks stunning in the bottle, doesn't it? But when you blend it into your skin, it has so many flecks of glitter that I think it only looks good on your hands and legs when you're wearing a short dress, because then it'll catch the light and look really beautiful and silky. But on the face, terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, next up, another highlighter, but this is a duo, and this is the Maybelline V-Face Duo Stick that contains a bronzer or contour on one side and a highlighter on the other. This, again, when it came to the market, was one of the few products that were actually a stick highlighter form. So yes, it did well. I'm sure it was off the shelves and people were buying it like crazy. I mean, so did I. But now that I use it more and more, I find that the highlighter shade is just so white and silvery that I don't think it looks flattering on any skin tone. I mean, you have to be really, really fair for this to look good on you, because otherwise it just looks like you have some white cast on your face, and it's just so unflattering. The bronzer or contour side is so light that I don't even know why they bothered releasing it in a shade like this in India. People are of medium to deep complexions, and you can't just cater to the fair skin market, because what are the others going to do, right? The formula, the bronzer, is still alright. It's a nice creamy texture that blends beautifully into the skin. I'm just not a fan of the shades because there's just this one shade available in the market. And the highlighter, Next up is another exorbitant purchase, and this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Dim Light. Now, if you're familiar with YouTube, you have probably seen this on every freaking channel. This was so hyped on YouTube for a good number of years that I waited 2-3 years to actually buy this product because it was that expensive. I'm happy that I at least got just a travel size and I didn't have to pay full price. Basically, this is a setting powder, but it's not an ordinary setting powder because it doesn't leave a very matte finish on your skin. As you may have guessed, nothing special about it. This is just a normal setting powder. It is very finely milled. It's super smooth. You don't feel like it's powdery or chunky or chalky. No matter how much of this you layer on your skin, it doesn't look like you have any powder on. So that's a plus. But I will show you how it looks like on half of my face. And I will use my tried and true Lakme 95 on the other side, and you can judge for yourself which looks better or if they look different at all. And next up is a blush that I love the color of, but I'm not a fan of the formula. This is the NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Feel the Heat. It's number 1. Now this is one of the most beautiful looking products you may have laid your eyes on. I mean, look at this. It looks like sunset in a pan. As beautiful as it looks, it doesn't look the best on the face because it's just a little too glittery. And the pigment is a bit much. I mean, NYX blushes are known for that. They're a little too pigmented, but this one is kicked a few notches. It's like it's on morphine or something. When you blend it onto your cheeks, the glitter falls all over your face and it just makes your face look so clown-like. So, not a fan. Let's move on to some lip products, shall we? And the first one, I love the color so much, and I don't know how many times I've tried to make it work, but it just refuses to work with me. And this is the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade Devotion. It's number 14. And look at this color, guys. Isn't this the most beautiful, festive red you have ever seen? And this is the kind of shade that looks flattering on every single skin tone. Too bad the formula sucks. So basically this is a liquid lipstick and it has such a dry formula. If you're familiar with Colourpop liquid lipsticks, the original matte formula, that was quite drying. But if you try this, you'll think the Colourpop liquid lipstick is the best. It's that bad. So this dries down immediately, so it gives you hardly any time to work the product, even out the lines and all of that. and when it dries, it feels so papery on the lips. The minute you rub it or even just push your lips together, it just crumbles off your lips. I mean, have you heard of a liquid lipstick that does that? This does it. The color is just so beautiful that I don't really feel like throwing it out, but I think now I have to because I have tried it as much as I could and it still refuses to work, so I am ditching you, Milani. So I was in this phase where I wanted to try every red or deep red maroon lipstick out there from every single brand. So I would watch tons of videos on red lipsticks and try to see which one was the best and try to buy that if I could. And one such product was the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Ruby Slipper. Now this is actually a really beautiful looking product. It's a maroon, it's not as red as the Milani. It actually looks quite flattering again on all skin tones, I feel like. But again, I have a huge problem with the formula. So first of all, it's patchy. Even if you try to even it out with 2-3 layers, it just doesn't look opaque and even enough. Secondly, when you try to put 2-3 layers, it kind of bunches up on itself. And thirdly, it has glitter in it, and I'm not the biggest fan of glitter in liquid lipstick. So for all of these reasons, this was again a huge disappointment. Talking about disappointing products, this next product, I thought I would be a little experimental, branch out of my comfort zone, try out new products that are coming in. So I ended up buying this NYX Liquid Suede Metallic Matte Liquid Lipstick. Now this is just a metallic lipstick and the color is actually not bad. It's a peachy, bronzy toned color, which doesn't look too unflattering actually. But the formula, oh gosh guys. I don't know if the Milani one is worse or this one. So because it's a metallic formula, it's such a pain to get off your lips. The minute you put it on, you're like, oh crap, I feel like I want to take this out already because it's so thick. And it's not great when you build it up because again, even the first layer feels thick. So the minute you put 2 layers on, it literally feels like you have tar on your lips. Even if you do try to work through this and try to adjust and leave it on your lips, the minute you take it off, you will vow never to put this on your lips again because it leaves your lips so bruised feeling that you don't feel like putting anything else on your lips except some really nourishing lip balm. So I hope you're having fun with my makeup regrets because we are just about halfway done. I'm just kidding, we just have a few more to go. And my next regret are some lip liners I bought from Revlon. These are the Revlon Color Stay lip liners. I have 2 of them, one in the shade red and the other one is in Vixen. Now the Color Stay range of products in Revlon are the more long-lasting products. I appreciate that because these lip liners are quite long-lasting. But the problem I have with them is that they are too matte. They are extremely drying and they are impossible to work with on your lips, especially when you have it for a couple of months, maybe 2-3 months, it becomes quite dry. When you try to line your lips, the line is never smooth because since it's so dry, it doesn't create a smooth even line. It keeps tugging against your lips depending on what direction you're moving the pencil. And when you try to fill them in, it just feels so dry that you want to get it off the minute you put it on. So if you're looking for some great lip liners, maybe try Color Bar, Maybelline, even Lakme makes great lip liners, but please pass on these. This next product, I love the color so much, but it's such a pain to work with. This is the Inglot Matte Lipstick in the shade 426, and I have featured this in quite a few of my videos. I featured this in my fall lipsticks video, and this is such a good shade. Every time I wear this on, people ask me what I'm wearing on my lips. This is such a flattering shade of magenta or purple, you could say, but these lipsticks are so drying. I have another shade in this same matte lipstick formula, and that's just as drying. So even if you wear a lip balm and then put this lipstick on, it doesn't give you good opaque color because it's a very slippy, slidey texture beneath, right? So the matte lipstick doesn't glide on like it's supposed to. But if you skip the lip balm, this lipstick is torture to put on. So for that reason, this lipstick is in my list of regrets because as much as I love the color, the formula is a little terrible. We're slowly making our way through eye products now, and this first product is a mascara from L'Oreal. This is the Fall Slash Superstar Mascara, which has a primer side and a mascara side on the other. Now, the first time I tried this mascara on was on a holiday abroad, and when I tried it there, I absolutely loved this product. I thought it was the mascara. It was the best of the best, and it really made my lashes voluminous, curly and long, and it was beautiful. But I came to India and I repurchased this here, and I don't know if it's a different formula, if it's a different product. I mean, it's the same Fall Slash Superstar, but there's something off about the product you get here in India. This doesn't really do much to the lashes. I mean, yes, you prime them and then you put mascara, but even if you put just the mascara on, it gives you the same effect as with a primer. So I don't understand why you'd want to waste another step when it doesn't really do anything to the end result. You can try any other mascara, which is just a regular mascara, and get even better results than this 2-in-1 dud of a formula. The next brow product is from Maybelline. This is the Fashion Brow Duo Shaper, and this is the grey one. Now, they have just two shades. One is this grey and the other one is a really light brown, which I don't know who it would suit because we all have dark hair, right? I have a problem with the design of this pencil. So one side has your powder filler side and the other one has your pencil. Now, I would much prefer if this product had a spoolie on the other end instead of the powder, because just imagine you're filling in your brows, you use the pencil and it's all nice and fluttery, and then you move on to the powder side of it to further fill in any sparse areas. Now, if you're just going to be filling in your product without a spoolie brush or any other setting product like a clear brow gel or any kind of product over it, this makes your brows look so fake and looks like you've stamped on your brows. Also the color, because this powder is grey as well, it just looks so unflattering on the skin. I prefer brown pencils rather than grey, because although I get the idea that grey is a cool toned color, so it's good for adding definition to your brows without making it look obvious, because of this powder side, it looks very unflattering, the color. So if you're looking for a good inexpensive brow product, try the L'Oreal Brow Artist or even the Maybelline, the chubby eyebrow pencil, which is way better than this Maybelline pencil. Some eye pencils for you now, and this is the Faces Ultim Pro Eyeshadow Crayon. I have two shades, the gold as well as the purple. Now these come in an amazing variety of colors. I love all of the colors that they have, and it's a really good formula. Texture wise, it's very smooth, it glides right on, whether you want to use it in the waterline or on the eyes, it's really smooth. The problem I have with them is that they sting my eyes. The minute they touch the inner part of my eye, whether it's my lower waterline or my upper, it stings like crazy. I don't know what it is, and that feeling never goes away as long as the product is on my eyes. I don't know if it's just me or if anybody would face this stinging eye problem. It really discourages me from using it because I don't know what it is they have in this product that makes my eyes sting and water like crazy. So these, although I love the colors and the smooth texture, I'm not going to be using this again. My last couple of regrets are some eyeshadow palettes, and the first one is from L'Oreal. This is the La Palette Gold as well as the La Palette Nude, that is in the rose shade. Both of these palettes look quite stunning. They come in a beautiful range of colors. It comes with a nice compact mirror, and this gold palette is even more stunning. I love these dual tones in the palette, but these shadows are extremely powdery. The rose one isn't as powdery as the gold because it has more mattes, and this one has more glitter. Although when you look at the palette, they all look like different colors. I mean, they're close, but at least they look different. On the eyes, they all look pretty much the same, so I'm not a fan of the color selection. I feel like they could have gone darker and lighter in places, added a black, a deeper brown, and just more flattering shades for Indian complexions. The gold one doesn't have enough matte. actually it doesn't have any matte colors. So you would always need a matte eyeshadow palette to use this. As lovely as the colors look, they are really powdery, they're not very pigmented. Although I've tried to love them because, I mean, it's so easily available that I would love to recommend it to you. I wouldn't recommend it because they're not the best formulas, and I feel like the Maybelline, the Nudes palette, although that is not highly pigmented either, is much better than these when these are so much pricier. The next palette dud I have for you is from Faces, and this is again their Ultim Pro range, and this comes in a couple of really great looking nudes. It has some browns, some black, brown, gold, silver. The colors are really beautiful, but the formula, it's very powdery. When you blend it onto your eyes, the colors blend into each other and look completely muddy. So if you're going for a really smooth, smoky look, it'll look like you have raccoon eyes because the color just merges with each other and just looks completely terrible. So if you're willing to shell out a few bucks, try the NYX eyeshadow palettes because those are stunning and they have such a great variety of palettes. And those were all of my product regrets of 2017. I hope you found it helpful. This wasn't made with an intention to bash these makeup products because, again, makeup is subjective. It may work for some, it may not work for the others. It didn't work for me, but if it worked for you, do let me know in the comments below so that we get an overall rounded opinion of all the products. And if you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you again in my next video. Bye!